everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, and we are joined by Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change. And if you guys didn't already know, we are doing some subscriber-only content, which we will go into later on in this video. But first, I wanted to talk a bit today, Luke, about cryptocurrency, because you've been in media for a long time, you've done a lot of work, and you've been attacked by the establishment on more than a few occasions, obviously. So can you just go into, first of all, let's talk about the problems, and then we'll go into the solutions a bit. How you've been demonetized and censored, and you know, the whole hate speech mob, the shadow banning. Can you kind of go into that a little bit with us?
Oh man, it's utterly insane what's been happening to our independent news channel. I mean, we were one of the first few channels out there to be demonetized. And this was even before YouTube would even notify you or even tell you. They just took away the kind of money mark totally a couple years ago. And we've been going through so many things that have just been absolutely maddening, because we had a contract with a third party. That was our YouTube partner network. YouTube contacted them, told them to end the contract we had. They did, because they complied with them. There's been hits and hits and hits and hits that make absolutely no sense. But one of the most egregious things, Josh, that happened is whenever I do an interview, or whenever someone interviews me, this is going to be important for you too, Josh. Whenever they put my name into their video, whether it's the tag or the title or the description, their videos are automatically demonetized. And I caught a number of times YouTube, as soon as my name's listed, demonetized video, whether it's on my channel or someone else's. I had a friend that interviewed me in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, the #1 backpacking kind of online digital community out there. He had a blog about entrepreneurship, interviewed me, had my name in it, automatically demonetized, took it away, reviewed the video, automatically monetized. And that's been happening more and more and more. It happened with my friend in India. It happens with my friends in the United States. Josh, don't put my name anywhere near this video if you want to stay monetized. It happened to Ron Paul just a few weeks ago. I was in studio with him in Texas, and he's like, you know, my channel has never, you know, our videos haven't been demonetized for over 6 months. We're doing great. And then after the video's done, Ron comes back. He's like, our video has been demonetized. And I'm sitting there like, oh, crap. Put my name in it. It was an awkward situation. It wasn't a very comfortable situation. But you got to understand, in this new digital day and age, the purging, the censorship, there's so much information that they try to stop that people are just being hit randomly in so many different ways. It's a very confusing situation, but just know that the truth, that the revolution, the kind of evolutionary speech and information will not be in your timeline. It won't
of course,
be recommended to you.
And Luke, I mean, I've seen that myself when I interviewed you, I think in 2017, and the same thing kind of happened, instantly demonetized. And also, it's funny because our friend Dan Dix, for I think other reasons, also deals with the same problem, probably because his last name's Dix. But
hashtag free Dix. Me and Dix got arrested in Copenhagen. We had free Dix. Hashtag trending all over Twitter. It's his last name, but that also has a part to it. Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, anyway, it's happening to a lot of people. And, you know, personally, I'm not afraid. I'm going to put your name in the title, because the thing is, we have so many solutions at this point. Before we go into that in too much detail, I wanted to talk a bit about Patreon, because there's been a huge exodus from Patreon, which definitely has affected me. It happened a while back ago, and it's happening again now, where people are leaving Patreon for different alternatives. You've been talking about this lately. People like Jordan Peterson and others are talking about it as well. And let's just say it has definitely taken a dent out of me, because a lot of people have taken away their pledges. But it's not all bad, because there are real solutions on the horizon. Can you talk a bit about what's going on with Patreon?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we have our own kind of Patreon system, which this whole video is about. But the whole Patreon situation just shows how hypocritical, how political, how much of a power lust that these tech Silicon Valley industrialists kind of have, and their interconnectedness. Because if we look at the main person kind of calling the shots here, making all the announcements for Patreon. She used to work for PayPal, and PayPal is shutting down the competitors to, of course, Patreon, which many of the former patrons are going to because they're being censored off Patreon for political speech. Now, it started with a whole bunch of other people. This latest trend happened because of Sargon of Akkad, who we interviewed a couple of times. We disagreed a couple of times. He has a different perspective than we do. We debated on our own YouTube channel, but we have an open conversation. That's what it's all about. He made some comments. And again, if you look at some of the top creators on Patreon, you go through some of their stuff, they also made very similar comments, but again, they're not enforced. Those rules aren't subjectively chosen against them. And Sargon of Akkad had his income taken away right before Christmas. Nonetheless, he has a family. It was a cold, kind of calculated move that was done in a kind of execution style move where they're like, we're not going to comment on this until enough people raised enough problems about this. Then they left a comment about this, which was even more troubling. And it really left a huge exodus where Tim Pool, Jordan Peterson, Dave Rubin, all of these people are saying, hey, we're getting off of here. There's another person that was very prominent that left. That was one of their top creators as well, saying this is not stable at all. This is a situation where you guys are playing with people's livelihood and they're taking it very seriously. And luckily, we have an alternative on wearechange.org under /subscribe, which is just pretty much set up the same way, where we provide content and you guys subscribe to us and we are able to give you the best kind of knowledge and information, the best kind of value that we can for, of course, your support, which again, through this digital day and age, you guys need to support people more than ever. I don't care if it's me. If it's your favorite creator, your support is needed. You guys don't understand the huge amounts of pressure, the huge amounts of self-censorship, all the crazy things that are happening behind the scenes that are really stifling independent creators, trying to destroy them, while, of course, the establishment media is working out special deals with these big tech monoliths like we saw CNN do, like we see Fox News do, like we see MSNBC. And that's why we're seeing even social media companies pay Anderson Cooper to spew his crap on social media because they're forcing it. We even saw YouTube just a few days ago put CNN links into the search engine. You type in "We Are Change" and a major event that we're at. We did a live stream that beat out the competition, beat out the mainstream media because we were there on the ground doing actual good reporting, honest reporting, no propagandizing, no left-wing, no right-wing crap. We dominated them. You type in "We Are Change" in Paris, nothing comes up for pages.
Luke, it's amazing because, I mean, for example, our media here at World Alternative Media is beating out competition like the CBC in Canada, which is state-run media, which gets about $1 billion. And I'm sitting in like a room in my house right now and making these videos. These guys have multi-million-dollar studios. They can't keep up and they are getting worried. They are getting desperate. We are seeing that move when you saw so many people flood away from the mainstream media, which used to get so many more viewers, over to the internet, to YouTube and other things. And now YouTube is getting overly centralized and people are naturally decentralizing by going to other alternatives on top of that are far more decentralized based on the blockchain. STEEMIT is a great example, and DTube and BitChute and BitTube and uCommunity. There's a whole bunch of incredible new innovations on that market rising up. And we have to remember that, they talk about hate speech and spewing violence. We're not spewing violence. We're not spewing hate. The people that are supporting massive, gigantic governments, like the people on the left that are not having to deal with this stuff to the same extent, they're the ones pledging violence. We're just kind of talking about truth and information and spreading information unmuzzled. It's very important to the future of mankind.
I mean, Josh, just like we made a video specifically for our sponsors just, 2 months ago, even longer, telling people specifically about bit.tube. And it's a very exciting platform that we've been telling people about for a long time, that just now, Jordan Peterson officially announced that he's moving his entire channel to. And if you go to bit.tube, you could see all of his stuff. And the technology here, it's really amazing, where they pay you to use the platform in cryptos. You get paid for watching videos, for uploading videos. And at the same time, they also have one button where you can upload your entire YouTube channel to automatically. So seeing Jordan Peterson just move his entire channel to bit.tube, it's very exciting. The solutions are out there, and it all involves you guys paying attention, sharing the information, because again, we're not going to be in the algorithms. We're not going to be in the news feeds. We're not going to be in your timelines. And that's why the work that we're doing, especially behind the scenes, especially with specific videos, are more important than ever. And again, this is something that, we've been in this business. Josh, you've been in this business, for a while. I've been in this business for, I think, 12, 13, like 14, even maybe a very long time, too long. I'm getting old, but I always want to make sure that I give the best amount of value to the people. And that's why what we're doing here with the behind the scenes content is really, really something else. I mean, we have our own pool of our own funds. Again, we're not giving financial advice, but we're telling you the moves that we are making and why we are making it. Because again, the crypto market, just like any market, is filled with a lot of scammers, with a lot of quick, rich schemes out there, with people trying to use disinformation to try to rob people. And we're telling you, we're making this move because of this reason. We're not making this move because of that reason. Important information that you can't get anywhere else that me and Josh are providing to you. We're also doing a thing about lifestyles and speed reading and how to prepare for a riot. We're doing stuff about expatting, where I'm literally going. I already did a report on Krakow, Poland, Bogota, Colombia, Tijuana, Mexico, about living there or visiting there, or just moving your entire life there, getting away, of course, from the bigger systems of taxation that we all have to deal with. And really, this is something that needs to be done by more and more people, because there's no other way of survival. This video is not going to be recommended to people. You probably won't be able to find it in the search algorithms. This is what happens to all of my videos. And this is a new reality that involves you, the viewers, more than ever.
Yeah, and of course, we don't get the millions of dollars worth of revenue from commercials like the mainstream media gets. We have to depend on the individuals watching, and we can't do it without you. I mean, it's this whole movement is because of people like you. So I think it's important that people check out this subscriber-only content. We talk about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and infrastructure, recent news stories, and what people can do as far as, like, scalping the market and doing quick moves, as well as long-term, the fundamentally valuable cryptocurrencies and blockchain infrastructure that can change people's lives and replace a lot of this old guard mentality of, fiat and the centralized stock markets plunged or, propped up by the Federal Reserve. And then, of course, all these other problems that affect you from government and elsewhere. It's really important that people understand what's happening around them and then take the solutions that are in front of us. There are so many solutions that there's no excuse anymore in the age of information not to latch on to these huge solutions and opportunities and ride with it, because we have a future in the decentralized cryptocurrency and blockchain space. There's reason to diversify, and if people are responsible, self-sustainable, and independent, and they really understand the problems that are surrounding them, they can break free from this system. They can come out safe. They can make sure that their family is safe, and we could just disregard this whole system that's been weighing down on our shoulders for so long, because we do have the solution. So Luke, I really appreciate you joining us today. Can you tell people once again where they can go to find this content and your pitch for why they should?
Hallelujah, Josh. And of course, thank you. I mean, you said it perfectly yourself. There's so many problems, and you address the problems on your YouTube channel. I address the problems. As soon as it happens, as soon as anything breaks, we give you the information that the mainstream media will never give you, and larger context to it that most likely you can't get anywhere else. But as far as the problems, we also got to focus on the solutions, which of course we're doing, trying to give you the best value that we can. And if you want more of that information, just go to wearechange.org. You could go to wearechange.org/subscribe, or just click on the Living the Change kind of newsletter, and then you could sign up there, and we hope to give you as much value as we can with the information. We just did another video now, and really, it's something that a lot of people are happy with. I haven't heard anyone dissatisfied with the service that we're providing, but it's something that needs to be more of a reality, especially for independent creators, because there's no other way that we could exist. You were talking about millions of dollars of sponsorship and ads. We're lucky if we get ads sometimes. And when we do, they mean a lot to us and our operations. So that's why this is more important than ever. And it's just logical. It makes common sense. So Josh, thank you for all the amazing work you're doing. And of course, thank you all to the amazing people who are a part of us and a part of the Living the Change newsletter that we have.
Yeah, totally. As per usual, Luke, stay out of trouble, and thanks for joining me again. And this is Josh Sigurdson and Luke Rudkowski signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth,
I'll try.
be the
No
change.
promise.